things go nicely, it's due to our keen intelligence and expert skills in planning. And if things go wrong, it's Krishna's fault. In other words, we're fully ready to take the credit, but none of the responsibility. Hare Krishna. I don't know if we need this, but you know what I would like? Could you just slide? You can send it by airmail. Oh, you want to send it ground express or what? No. All right. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. No one can accuse the temple of wasting money on heating. That's perfect. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, we're quite frugal in that regard. At one point in time, it was cooler in the temple than it was in the walk-in refrigerator. It was 41 degrees here, and I think it's about 44 in the walk-in. Govinda. Well, what I wanted to do, I had a few thoughts. This is for our Balaram. It's unrelated, our Balaram Prabhu. Because it is a beginning of a new year, and it's usually a time for contemplation. People think, well, there's a saying that an intelligent man learns by experience. Actually, it says a fool learns by experience. So we think of the experiences in life, and sometimes things don't go quite as we planned, and we think, geez, well, I'm not going to do that again. So we learn, Hare Krishna, we learn by experience. So we look back at the previous year and think, oh, well, this, that happened, so many things. I'm going to do it differently this year. I'm making some resolutions. In America, American culture, it's a big tradition. People make resolutions for the new year. You know how long most people keep their resolutions? No, they've done studies. The Pew Trust for the, I forget what they're called. Most people keep their resolutions about 3 weeks. And that's stretching it, you know? But the principle is there that I should learn from my experience. And I'll give you another example. Like birds. There's a type of bird in Mayapur. Mayapur is our world headquarters. And it makes a nest. It takes a palm tree, and it's got the leaves, and it'll take those and bend it around, stitch them together, and make its nest. It's kind of a teardrop shape from that. It's quite smart, you know. Didn't go to MIT, didn't study structural engineering. Okay, maybe, but we'll accept it, whatever. Thank you very much. Would you say beaver or weaver? Yeah, that makes sense, weaver bird. And there's all kinds of far-out birds. They make different types of nests. But you don't find that the bird says, hey, wait a minute, every year a nest like this. I'm putting on a sun deck this year. You know, they just do it the same way. You don't find the squirrels say nuts. 5 years, I forget it. I'm going vegetables. I want pakora. I'm making halava. They don't do that. I'm going for seeds. I've had enough of nuts. But human form of life, one of the symptoms of a human form of life is the desire to improve, the desire to change, to improve, to advance one's condition. So it's literally woven into our nature to do that. It's a sign of intelligence, actually. So people make resolutions. And they make all kinds of resolutions. They make Well, I'm going to improve my health. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to not eat so much fatty food. I'm going to do A, B, C, D. So there's that type of resolution. There's resolutions, well, I'm going to be kinder. I'm going to be more patient. I'm going to be, a better friend or a better, father or mother. Okay, that's good. Those are all good. There's resolutions. I'm trying to think of other kinds of resolutions. Well, I'm going to take some seminars. I'm going to take some courses. I'm going to, whatever. I'm going to open a new business. So there's all kinds of resolutions. But they don't really do the full job. While all well and good, I'm not deprecating them, they're all well and good. Suppose you have a neighbor who moves next door, a new neighbor. And you see that your new neighbor goes out and he puts up a ladder under a tree in his front yard, and he climbs up with a little water pot, or maybe uses a spray gun or something, and he begins pouring water or spraying each leaf. Now, what would you think about your neighbor? I mean, I know you're all charitable and benevolent, but would it pique your interest? What is the guy doing? So if you go over to him and say, hey, I'm your new neighbor. Nice to meet you. Want to come over from Prasadam someday? And by the way, what are you up to? Are you washing the leaves of the trees? And what if he says, oh, I'm watering my tree? Somebody's got a big, big tree, and he says he's watering the tree. What would you think about that? I mean, to yourself, you wouldn't offend him, but what would you think? What would you think? Is that the most efficient way? What would you think? No. You think, well, good luck, And if you were a kind and a little bit brave, what would you say? Huh? Are you crazy? Yes, you might think that, but you're getting to my point. You would say, hey, and you know what? There's another way you can water that tree, and it's a whole lot faster and easier. You can put a hose by the roots. Let it soak in. You don't need, just put it there, and you can go on inside. Let it soak slowly for a couple hours. Once a month, job done. In other words, if you really want to nurture the tree, you have to go to the roots, isn't it? Anybody disagree? If you disagree, I'll have you talk to this gentleman over here who will very politely tell you that, hey, are you nuts? There's a more efficient way. Water the roots of the tree. So similarly, we want to become happy, content, peaceful, secure, a better self, a better version of ourself. That's fine, good, proper, appropriate. It differentiates us from being animals. But we've got to know what the real source, cause is. You ever seen a little baby when they're put everything in their mouth? Fingers, car keys, whatever it is, Because they're thinking if they give to the stomach, everything will be satisfied. So I wanted to, well, here's the thing. Different people see the world in different ways. It is our consciousness, not conditions, that determine our happiness. If you don't remember anything else from what I said today, fine. Remember this one thing. It is not conditions that determine our satisfaction. It is our consciousness. Our consciousness is the actual, well, Krishna calls it field. Our actual place of activity is our consciousness. I'll give you an example. In this, of course, this is a small crowd, you brave souls that weathered the rain. But, if you've got a large audience, people are in different places. I mean, I'm sitting on this side as the speaker, and you've got your audience out there. There's a lot of things going on out there. Someone may be, I don't know, let's say a womanizer, So he's looking at where are the beautiful women or handsome men. So that's not what they're thinking about. Somebody else may be a pickpocket. He's looking, well, where's a wallet? You know, where's it hanging out to somebody? Or where's an untended purse? So he's got a particular consciousness. I was speaking one time, and I noticed there were some ladies sitting in the front, and that one lady behind another lady, she was reaching forward, feeling the lady's sorry. Is it rayon? Is it silk? You know, so she was fashion conscious. There was another guy one time, I thought he had an old-fashioned hearing aid because he had a little bit of a box in his pocket and a wire going to his ear. I thought, well, he's got a hearing aid, you know. No. You know what he was doing? He was listening to the ball game. I don't know whether it was soccer or cricket or football or baseball, whatever it was, you know. But he was not sitting here. Where was he? He was off in some stadium somewhere. I saw a guy one time, you know, another devotee was speaking, so I walked around the side. I was curious what the guy was doing. He was shopping on Amazon. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's people's life. It's none of my business. But he was not in the temple. He was here, but not here. You follow? So it's not really our physical conditions that determine our reality, our experience. It's our consciousness. I mean, you've got people on the same situation. You've got a same family. I knew a husband and wife, and they went on some vacation somewhere. And the wife said, "Oh, it was wonderful. I had such a nice time." They went some scenic place, something like that. So I just happened to ask the man. I congratulated him. I said, "Oh, you had a lot of fun on your vacation." He said, "Oh, it was horrible." He said, "The kids got sick and everything was so expensive, and I fought with my wife the whole time." So two people, exact same physical situation, exact same experiences. One read them one way, one read it another way. So if we want people move to they moved to every time there was the Super Bowl was here in, you know, the football, whatever you call it, American football. The first time they had the Super Bowl here in SanDiego, it was two teams. I don't follow these things, but it was I did see the article. It was like the Buffalo Bills. They're from Buffalo, which is where they send the Eskimos for training in the winter. I mean, it's a frigid, freezing place. So it was the Buffalo Bills, and they were, I don't know, playing somebody from some other, you know, the Alaskan Eskimos or something, you know, some other freezing place. And so they're the home team. I mean, they're living in Buffalo and Pittsburgh or wherever it is, bundled up, freezing cold, sleet, snow, rain. It's in January. And they're looking at the screen, or whatever it is, and everybody in the stadium, they're in shorts, T-shirts. It was 70 degrees. It was a balmy, you know, day. And then the point of the article was how the real estate market bounced up, you know, X amount of percentage or this or that, because all kinds of people said, "What am I doing here in the snow? I'm moving. I'm going to SanDiego. Why should I freeze my, you know, tail off in some frigid place? I'm moving." But what people found, here was the other point, people move to SanDiego quite often because of their lifestyle. It's outdoors, it's, you know, good weather, it's got a lot of facility for, you know, jogging and hiking and swimming and kayaking or, you know, whatever it is, right? But you know what happens? Because it costs more to live in SanDiego, they have to work more. They have to do, so really, they had more leisure time where they were before, but they were freezing. Now they came out here in the nice weather, but no leisure time. So the physical adjustment didn't make a difference. I'll give you one last, because we're going to get to a positive side. What is the, oh geez. I was, for our society, ISKCON, Hare Krishna, I was helping them set up our publishing house our Spanish language. I mean, we have Indian, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Telugu, so many, German, French, so many different, Italian, Scandinavian languages. We have Bhagavad Gita in Arabic. Yeah. We can't sell them in in Arabic countries, because, they'll just throw us right out or throw us in jail. But what we do is we sell them on college campuses all over the world. Literally thousands of Arabic Bhagavad Gitas every month, because they're foreign students. They see a book in Arabic, they like it. They read a little bit, say, wow, this is, So UCLA, huge. So anyway, I was helping, this is many years ago, I was helping them set up our publishing branch in Spanish language in Puerto Rico. So my flight went via New York. I was coming from Europe, but anyway, my flight was going via New York. And in the New York airport, it had a picture of a beach in Puerto Rico, San Juan. And you saw the turquoise water and the palm trees and the white sand, you know the picture. And it said, going nuts in this city. Noise, chaos, you can't sleep. It's a cacophony of constant sound. Go to Puerto Rico, relax. I was going to Puerto Rico anyway. I wasn't really concerned one way or the other. But here's the interesting thing. So that's in the New York airport. Picture of San Juan, beautiful beach, come relax, enjoy, be happy. Okay. When I landed in San Juan, even before I left the airport, right in the terminal, huge picture of the New York skyline at night, all lit up, The presentation was going nuts on this little island with nothing to do. Go to New York where the action is. So I was saying, hang on a minute. Everybody in New York wants to go to Puerto Rico. Everybody in Puerto Rico wants to go to New York. So where are they happy? Are they happy at somewhere halfway down the eastern seaboard at 30,000 feet, with a halfway equidistant between? No. It's not the consciousness. It's not the conditions. It is the consciousness. So our humble appeal or presentation is this. That, and then I'm going to ask you some questions, is that if we want to actually have be happier, to have a better quality of life, to be a better person, which is actually something worthwhile. I'll tell you, I'm a priest, and I've done the rites, and at many, many, many funerals. I can't even count how many. So I was just thinking, I have a little heart issue. And when I met the cardiologist the first time, he said, I've seen a lot of patients die. I said, oh, well, that's a real faith builder, thanks, doc, He said, no, I've done 4,000, this and that, so, okay. And he was, making some point. So I've seen a lot of funerals. I have been at a lot of funerals. And I have never, there's a eulogy, they say something, and it's appropriate. They say something nice about the person, and it gives some comfort to the family, and someone should live a life that has some good in it, So I have never once heard in a eulogy, he had a red Ferrari, or he died with $50 million in the bank. I've never heard it. What I've heard, and my friend, maybe some of you know him, Dharma Sethu, he's one of our senior monks here, and such a nice devotee. He told me, we just noticed this, and he said, I've never heard anyone praised at a funeral for what they had. Rather, I've seen them praised for what they gave. And it's a nice sutra. What did they pile up a bunch of stuff in their life? I mean, fine. I mean, there's good, rich people. There's, bad, poor people. So I'm not categorizing that all rich people are like this or all. But I'm saying, as far as a life well lived, people are not remembered for what they had. They're remembered for what they gave. So my point being that if we look at our lives and we want to become happy, there is a satisfaction that comes from doing good. Of course, we have to define what good is. That's another thing. We'll save that for some other time. But the Bhagavad Gita is explaining principles of how to change one's consciousness, how to elevate one's consciousness. I'll give you an example, and then we'll ask some questions. Oh, we have a clock right here. There we go. What time do we usually end, Maharshi? Prabhu? Tell me the truth. Huh? 7:40, 7:45, and then we'll shoot for 7:40. Roughly. So what was I going to say? We were talking about... Oh. So I'll give you an example. How knowledge... Well, maybe I'll ask my questions. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna compares... Bhagavad Gita is like an owner's manual. You know, everything you buy, practically speaking, comes with a guidebook, isn't it? I mean, it's the simplest thing. I just got... Oh, I got a little juicer, you know, for for juicing lime juice, you know. So it came with a guidebook. Plug in, slice lime. I mean, that's an important point. You could be trying to, you know, hey, it's not working. You got a whole lime there. Here, you know, oh, slices, so it works in half. Oh, that's a good idea. Novel concept. So, I mean, you know, it literally said plug in, you know, sliced lime, and it had a little diagram, present, you know, how you, or I could put it upside down, you know. That wouldn't work either, you know. So you got to put the right, you know, juice side down, you know, squeeze. Okay, sounds good, you know. It said so many things. Do not drink directly from, you know, like you're going to pick up the little lime squeezer and, you know, you'd lose your tongue, you'd short circuit. I mean, who does that kind of thing? Excuse me for making a political joke. People who do that, that's how we got Trump, but that's another thing. They're actually out there driving cars and voting. There are people that, but generally, so I'm saying the simplest thing in the world comes with a owner's manual, how to use, a user's guide. Now, if we accept the principle, that's another class, but if we accept the principle that there is a God, there is a designer, creator, cause of all causes, Ishvara Parama Krishna, if there is such a thing, then he just tosses us into this material world, which is a very complicated place, actually. You know, the modes of nature, lust, greed, anger, envy, things in ignorance, things in passion. It's actually quite a complicated place. And we're just tossed into it with no understanding about karma, time, material nature. There's no guidebook. Does that make any sense? If a little juicer has a 15-page guidebook, God just sent us here on our own, wing it, figure it out, good luck, don't call me. Doesn't make any sense. So Bhagavad Gita actually is, Arjuna takes the position of every man. Krishna is the perfect master, the knower of all things. Aham sarvasya prabhaho, everything comes from Krishna. He's the knower, what is it? Tesham satata yuktanam, bhajitam pratipurvakam. He's in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hridisthani vista. Krishna is giving intelligence from everyone within the heart, according to their desire. So in Bhagavad Gita, this guidebook for humankind, it compares transcendental knowledge, wisdom. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. I can know so many facts and figures and still be a fool. So Krishna compares Gita to a couple things. Compares wisdom. Does anyone know why wisdom is compared to a boat? What do you think? You can guess if you're wrong. What do we use a boat for? For crossing over something that's difficult, something that's usually unpassable. So this material world is compared to an ocean of difficulties. But if you get in a good, strong boat with a good captain, you can sail over it easily. So knowledge is compared to a boat. Thank you very much. Why is knowledge compared to a flame? This one's a little tricky, but what does a flame do? Okay, we're going to get, you're right, but that's what knowledge is compared to a lamp. But why is it compared to a fire? What does a fire, generally speaking, do? Heat and light, okay, fine. But what else will a fire do? It burns. Now, does it burn mean you throw material into it and it's burned to ash? So we are all suffering from, papa and punya, karma, good karma, bad karma. Either way, we're stuck on the wheel like a hamster. So how to get free from karma? Why do good things happen to bad people? Why do bad things happen to good people? It's a big mystery. I'll give you maybe we'll go to 45. I'll give you an example. I was in the Midwest for a number of years serving our mission. And you know what a silo is? Do they have silos in India? They must have grain silos. I can't think of ever seeing one, actually. But, okay, a big, for storing grain, okay? Now, the truck pulls up, or the cart, or whatever it is, and they've got a siphon system, vacuum system, whatever it is, and it sucks the grains into the top of the silo, okay? So suppose I show up, and I'm the same kind of guy that needs a guidebook for my juicer. So I show up, and I see that they're blowing corn. I can see the cart with the corn, and the corn's going up into the silo. But I see that when they turn on the silo, wheat comes out. Hey, Balaramji. It's a magic silo. Is it a magic? Look at that. It's turning corn into wheat. Is it a magic silo? You think it's a magic silo? Okay. Does anyone else have a more mundane explanation? I mean, it could be a magic silo, but what's a more mundane, what do they say? That Occam's razor, the simplest definition is usually the one that's true? You're an engineer. Is it a magic silo, or what's happening?
The chute might be going into another silo where there's wheat.
I hadn't thought of that. That's a good answer, too. But what it is, because I've seen, they actually do this sometimes. Like I said, I was in Michigan. From the previous harvest, they were blowing in wheat. Like tiered, they were blowing in wheat. And then, now that maybe there was even rye in there, and on top of that was corn. Because it'll layer itself by the size of the grain, so it was layered out, So someone in knowledge knows, hey, wait a minute. No, it's not a magic silo. But what they put in earlier is now coming out. And what they're putting in now will come out later. It's the exact same thing with karma. What we've done in the past, now we're getting the reaction. And the activities we're performing now, we will get those reactions in the future. So it's not whimsical, but there's a profound logic, how the thing works. Why do good things happen to bad people? Well, they did something pious in the past. And why do bad things happen to good people? Well, they did something impious in the past. And now, but how to get free from that cycle? Krishna says, Sarva Dhamma Prityaja, Mamikam Saranam Braja. What is that? Hamtam Sarva Papebhyo, Mokshashami Masuchaha. You just surrendered to me, become my devotee, follow my instructions, and all of your past, sinful deeds, karmic reactions are burned to ash. So knowledge is compared to a fire because it burns to ash. All of our previous karma, misunderstanding, is burnt to ash. Now, because you got it right in the past, I'll ask you again, why is knowledge compared to a lamp? You were right. Say it again. You can see your path. When it's dark, there's fear, generally speaking, isn't it? You don't know where you're going to step. Maybe you're going to fall in a hole. Maybe some mugger's going to jump out. It's a tenuous position being in the dark. But if you have a lamp, no problem. So knowledge compared to a lamp, it provides security. It provides confidence. It frees us from fearfulness. So many things. Knowledge, wisdom. And I'll give you one more and then we'll finish. But these are all from Bhagavad Gita. Another one is, why is knowledge compared to shoes? I mean, shoes on one hand are not a very clean thing, but it's a usage. What happens if I have to walk? Anyone want to take a guess why knowledge is compared to shoes? Always in fashion? I met a lady, she had 30 pairs of shoes. And she said, no, that's not unusual. So I have 2 pairs of shoes. I have slip-ons for India, and I got warmer shoes when it rains here. I got 2 pairs. They works fine for me. Of course, I'm always in fashion. You know, a devotee was telling me she works in the fashion business, and she was telling me that she reads, I forget what it is, it's some big fashion magazine, for color of the year. Every year there's a different color in Paris. It's lime green one year. It's, you know. I said, well, I'm always in fashion. It pretty much stays the same. I'd have to buy a new wardrobe every year. But anyway, the point is that shoes. Anyone want to guess why knowledge is like shoes? Very intelligent. And if your feet are protected, what does that mean? If you have to walk on a rocky path, is it easy barefoot? But if you have shoes on, you can travel very easily over that rocky path. So knowledge, life has all, you know, if you live long enough, life has all kinds of interesting events, you know. It's not always easy. But if you have the shoes of wisdom, you can cross beyond it. So if we want to become genuinely happy and substantially happy, if we want to become our better self, if we want to do genuine good for others, then it's not a matter of pushing material. You know, like a balloon, you know, a balloon that's filled up. If I push this end and it goes down, what happens to the other end? And you push this end. It's like whack-a-mole. You know, that whatever. There's a game kids play. My kids used to play whack-a-mole. You know, you hit it here and it comes up here. So conditions are like that. We had a devotee. He went to I mean, the world is a rough place. He had a pain in his arm, and he went by bus. He went to see a doctor in Los Angeles, nice person who would take care of him for free. You know, he's a pious Indian doctor and help a monk, you know, it was a good thing. So the devotee rode up there and back on the bus, got his arm fixed, because he was riding on the bus so long, threw his back out. So, you know, it's like you solve one thing and there's another. But if one, so here's some resolutions just to think about, and we'll definitely finish. If one reads a little bit of Bhagavad Gita a day, and read a good copy of Bhagavad Gita, read a copy of Bhagavad Gita written by someone who's realized Bhagavad Gita, who's living Bhagavad Gita, who believes in Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, who's a genuine... Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna because Arjuna was a devotee. So you want to understand Bhagavad Gita? Don't read Bhagavad Gita for some dry scholar who would tell you that, you know, Krishna is the, you know, Kurukshetra is the senses, and Arjuna is the lower self, Krishna is the higher self, and it's all allegorical. No. Read Bhagavad Gita by a devotee. But read a little bit of Bhagavad Gita every day. 5 minutes. One verse. Drops of water wear away stone. Read a little bit of Bhagavad, and you may not understand it the first time. Read the next verse. Read your way through it. And as your knowledge grows, Bhagavad Gita will become revealed, and you will have wisdom for living in this world. And 5 minutes, you know? How long is that? I'm literally invest 5-10 minutes a day, especially when you first get up in the morning or before you go to bed, because that way it'll soak in. Read a little bit. We have so many other things we spend time. The average American, over the course of their lifetime, spends the equivalent of 10 days, 24 hours times 10, just waiting for the light to turn red. Just going through life. Waiting. So we have so much time. You can get Bhagavad Gita on tape, on CD, put it in your car while you're driving, listen to Bhagavad Gita. So these are little things we can do. We can chant japa. Do you have your japa beads with you, Maharshi? Yeah, oh, we're going to chant japa. So you'll just get in the habit of chanting japa. It's the best thing for calming the mind, for fixing oneself. A car regularly needs to be realigned, especially as it gets older. It needs to be realigned, isn't it? Otherwise, it'll lean to the left, lean to the right. Every time you get your tires rotated, and you get new cars, new tires. So similarly, our mind, our consciousness needs to be realigned. It's not unusual. You need to recharge your phone. Everything else you got to recharge. Our consciousness just goes on. So you chant a little japa. 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. That's not, we've all got the time. Chant a little japa. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Have a little altar. Get a nice picture of Krishna. Krishna says, what is it? Patram pushpam palam toy yam. He doesn't ask for anything expensive. You offer him a leaf. Tulsi leaf is nice. A little flour, a little water. We're going to eat anyway. Cook a little something nice for Krishna. And before we woof it like a dog or a hound, a wolf, have a nice little picture offered to Krishna with a stick of incense. Even you don't have time to do that. You have a picture of Krishna. You offer a little fresh flower. Put it at his feet. Offer a little prayer. How long did that take? A little puja. So there's so many things that we can do in devotional life that will actually make our consciousness purified and will really become happy. So we can make so many resolutions. Go to the gym, take your seminar, do whatever it is. But if we water the root, if we water our consciousness, our self, our soul with devotional activities, that will actually satisfy us. Okay, we can end there. Thank you for sitting so patiently. And now we can chant some japa. And it doesn't matter. There was Sanskrit scholars, great. I'm not criticizing Sanskrit scholars. But this particular man was very proud. And yeah, I'll take one. And he said to Srila Prabhupada, Maharshi, help me remember, we got to get some bigger japa beads. This is a little hard to chant. We should like this other one. No, I'll use these. Give those a... No. I know what I'm doing. But just remind me to get... Because we should get those. Those are better. Okay. So, you know how this goes? Very simple technology.
Oh, you were telling the story about the man who throws something to...
Oh, I completely... I forgot what I was going to say, so thank you. I'm glad you were listening. He was a Sanskrit scholar, and he wanted to impress Srila Prabhupada. So he said, Prabhupada's the founder of the Harekrishna movement. I was sitting in the room, and he said to Prabhupada, oh, Swamiji, is it Krishna? Is it Krishna? Is it Krishna? How do you say it? Prabhupada said, don't worry. He knows who's calling. So, and there's a verse that I like very much. It's just one, it's a sutra, small, and it goes, Bhavagrihi Janardanam. Bhava means the mood in one's heart. Janardana means of all living entities. Krishna's Janardana. So Krishna knows what's in everyone's heart. So if you don't have to worry exactly about technique or exactly about pronunciation, but we should just try to say Krishna's name and hear it. Should we be waiting to hear Krishna's flute? No, just hear Krishna's holy name, and it'll have a profound effect over time. So we chant. It's right up there. Follow the bouncing ball. We don't have a bouncing ball, but the principle is there. And one will be the best of yogis, Krishna says in the Gita. So we have 108 beads, and we'll just chant one round on them, okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. I didn't say, you move from bead to bead after you finish the mantra. Use these fingers. I could go into a whole thing, but I won't. But on each bead, we chant the full mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then you move to the next bead. So, you'll get it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare